Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew, and today I'm bringing you the 5 qualities of an effective teacher. Now, the first quality is I can't do that voice the whole time. It's relatability and humor. Personally, I believe that relatability and humor are extremely important attributes for a teacher to have. I think I could vouch for most people when I say that students learn more in a class that they enjoy. So, for example, in high school, I had this history teacher, really ridiculous, outrageous dude who would go above and beyond in order to make his students learn something. And we were sitting in class one day, and no one would raise their hand to answer his question. So what does the guy do? He gets up in the middle of the lesson and does a handstand against the board, and he refused to get down until someone answered. It's teachers like that who you'll remember for the rest of your lives. So it's pretty funny. I put this picture in my slideshow before I even knew I was going to tell the story about my handstanding teacher. And I believe teachers, excuse the horrible pun, need to be able to bend over backwards for their students. They need to be able to modify their teaching methods at any time in order to accommodate their students. They also need to be able to adapt to changes in student behavior. I'm sure that there's going to be a time as a teacher when your students will drive you through the roof, and you have to be prepared with a solution when that happens. So, quite frankly, this is probably the most obvious thing on the list. Just don't be a mess, don't be a slob. You don't want to be the teacher that loses a student's essay because it disappeared in a mountain of unorganized documents. And as college students, I'm sure we can also all attest to that one professor that doesn't have a paper graded or doesn't have an essay done because they're just overloaded with work, and that gets really annoying. Organization also applies to your schedule and how you allot time. Make sure you get enough sleep, give yourself enough time to plan lessons and grade papers, which is definitely easier said than done. I completely understand teachers have enough on their plate as it is, but we're all in the same boat here. So as teachers, we'll have students from a plethora of backgrounds and with many different beliefs. It's our job to make sure all of our students feel respected, appreciated, and understood. People go into teaching with a lot of biases, whether you're aware of them or not, and I'm also no exception to this. It's up to you to eliminate those biases and to try and understand your students before taking any kind of action towards them. I'm going to apologize in advance because I know this is the corniest thing on the list. I'm sure you've heard it a million times. But a teacher really does have to be passionate about what they do. It's one of the most important things. When students realize that a teacher hates their job, and trust me, this is like a sixth sense to them. They just know. Then your class will fall apart. The amount of energy you put into a class is what comes out of it. And that might not always be the case. I'm an English major, not a science or math guy. This equation might not always work. But I believe that your odds of students respecting you as an educator drastically increase when students realize you love what you do. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble on for the last few minutes or so. I hope this presentation was at least somewhat informative. Have a nice day, and I'll see you all in class tomorrow.